All right, yeah, I definitely want to talk about haptics because that was pretty cool. I've got a couple videos here for us to show here of Kyle and I trying haptics. But let's first talk about, can we talk about Contact CI first? Because
absolutely. I think Contact CI has a real chance to be a contender in the space.
My first impressions.
That was flippin' awesome. I gotta be honest with you, this is so good. The having the tendons pulled back on your fingers really made it feel like your hands were real. Because normally your hands don't feel anything, and so there's sort of a lack of sensation. The idea that the tendons are sort of fighting against you means that you feel like your hands are doing something, even though it's just kind of putting a counter force on you. It's like wearing a weight to know you're alive in a place where you feel like you're weightless. It's really, really nice, and really a nice sense of sensitivity, absolute sense of immersion. No question that these were my hands. I don't have any problem with that whatsoever.
Contact CI, on the other hand, is on the far enterprise of things with their newest gloves, the Maestro. And these do something that the others just don't. Not only do they have haptic feedback, but they also have force feedback, allowing you to grip and hold virtual items. Say you're holding a virtual sphere in VR, then your fingers will be held back around the geometry of something that you're holding only virtually. And when I do eventually revisit the Ready Player One setup I made last year, these will definitely be the gloves I end up using. There's a really crazy brain effect when it feels like you're holding something that's not actually there. It's incredibly immersive.
And next we're moving on to a professional grade haptic glove from Contact CI called Maestro EP. Unlike the haptics, this is an enterprise targeted VR haptic glove primarily built for simulation training VR applications. But of course that didn't stop me from demoing it. The principle of this haptic glove compared to B haptics is completely different. It's simulating forced feedback and adding immersive multi-force haptic interactions by using tendons-looking mechanisms at the back of your hand, kind of similar to how our hands work. These tendons are literally pulling your fingers in response to your VR interactions, blending force feedback and vibrations, simulating the feeling of grabbing or interacting with VR objects and more complex physical sensations. I thought it was a really cool approach to haptics, and although the glove looks quite large, it was rather easy to put it on because it features this open palm design.
Now with the first piece of tech I'm going to show you, I've been kind of teasing this in all of my other videos. These are called the Maestro EP and they're from Contact CI. It has exotendon force feedback, so it creates a restricting force on each individual finger. In turn, that lets you press against objects in a virtual space while feeling it in real life. So let's say you're pressing against a table inside virtual reality. The exoskeleton inside of the gloves will actually make your hands move the opposite direction when pressing on the table, just like the table was there in real life. The glove also utilizes variable fingertip vibration, so it has over 100 unique vibration effects that are felt by every single one of your touch receptors, which means that the gloves are able to simulate different feelings of touch. And last but not least, these gloves can basically work on any platform. It has a tracking system that can work with Unreal Engine and Unity within the glove. Once the glove is powered on, it immediately comes to life. The best example that I could give is just imagining an exoskeleton on top of your fingers, telling your fingers where to go and how to act. And that's exactly how it works when you're using these inside of a game. For example, in game, when I'm writing with my fingertips on a wall, my fingertips start to go backwards because it's sensing the force that a wall would bring in real life. These gloves are amazing.
These gloves seemed to wiggle onto my hand to get the fitting right at the start. And it reminded me of Back to the Future Part 2, where Marty tries those futuristic sneakers and they automatically like fit to him, and I think even his other clothes automatically fit to him. It felt like the glove was sort of wiggling onto my hand, and it was a really, really neat feeling right at the start of this.
Look, I can see my hands.
So I'm going to turn them on so you'll get a little wake-up effect.
Woo! Oh, that is wild. This is great. If I start choking myself, like stop.
Directly like that?
Oh, I feel weight. The immersive nature, the feel of this is wonderful. Oh my God, love that. Awesome. This is just so damn immersive.
Sadly, it's Bradley here says that consumer VR gloves are an oxymoron in his opinion. If you would ask me years ago, I probably would have agreed. But I have felt and seen things that have shown me that there's a real possibility for haptics, gloves that do things that make you feel like you have something in your hand. I've felt things and I've experienced things that really make me believe that it's possible someday that we'll get there eventually.
And then there is the Maestro from our friends from Contact CI. Nice one. It's a tendons-based system, which is basically they have a semi-elastic pulling cable going through here, and on the wrist here they have the motor system that allows it to relax, basically block it, and they relax it as a function of the touching system. It's kind of similar to the Sensei Glove, right? The new one, how is it called? The new Sensei Glove Nova, that it has the cables running. Still tested it at Smart Haptics, clean product, works well. Long development time, I think 5 years. And nice, I think I met them in 2017 again, when we were at CES doing the VR Touch. They were there doing this one. I'm glad to see that it became so much better. And this is cool. And we have then, did you test it at Smart Haptics, right, Ashley?
I did. Sorry, one sec. Just going to do that. Yeah, so I tested that as well. Yeah, I like that it's also like simple. It wasn't like heavy or complicated. It just kind of like fits and it just works really well, like a seamless experience.
Once the gloves are fully on, they actually feel pretty comfortable and you can't really feel them too much when it comes to the weight.
Small, compact, easy to put on and take off. That's the company that's going to be the one that goes, hey, I think I might be able to sell a consumer version.
You're like, well, doesn't it weigh anything? No, it's like hugging your hands to really feel it. And yeah, real hyper awareness of my hands, of the use of my hands, and the feedback of my hands. This is worth every penny if you're doing anything industrial where you can afford this kind of money. Would I want to play a video game with this? Sure. Am I going to? No. Anyway, awesome. Check them out. Contact CI. It's Feel the Unreal.